Like I said, we're man-to-man, guys. We emphasize it all the time. Our corners, the state finals last year, we had 5 DBs that probably had no right being DBs in a state final game. Okay? Luke Roll played his ass off. He was a scout team All-American for 2 years for us, finally worked into a starting job. He would do his best on scout team sophomore for junior year. He would know what the play was and purposely try to intercept it before they even happened. Okay? He worked his way into a starting spot for us. Other corner, fast as hell, spatial recognition was kind of tough. Then we had 2 sophomores and an ex-D lineman covering the slot. Okay? But they knew, man-to-man, if my guy went somewhere, I went with him. We emphasize, again, film study, understanding if they're a primary force, helping set the edge with the DNs, or if they're alley runners, running inside out, staying on the backside hip, is what it comes down to for them. Next one. Stuff they work on every day. Inside hand punch. Easy stuff. We deny the slant. Slant's an easy pass. Throw the ball over the top, it's a lot harder. Okay, inside hand punch. Stonewall at the line of scrimmage. Force them to the outside. Move the feet. Okay, you just can't throw the hand, they gotta move the feet. We refer to it as in phase and not in phase in man coverage. Once the guy gets engaged in his route, they're all focused on the hip, eyes on the hip. If you're in phase, meaning you can touch the hip, once the ball's there, you can actually look and deflect. If you're not in phase and you can't touch the hip, you're never allowed to look back. 1, you're not close enough to even cause a pass interference. 2, if you can't touch the hip, the minute you look back, you lose them. Okay? If I'm in phase and I can touch the hip, I look back now, I still know where he is. Okay? Then we emphasize break the arms. I told Luke, I said, we're going to put you on their best kid. Okay? Their top wideout just signed with North Dakota last week. We told Luke, if he steps across the line of scrimmage, you are on his hip. That's if the play is going or if the play is not going. If the play was done, you are going to walk next to him, hip to hip, until you reach the line of scrimmage. He's going to go to his huddle. You're going to go back to your huddle. Because we wanted those kids to know if they were on our side of the ball, there was going to be someone right next to them the entire time, as wideouts. Quite honestly, I thought he was going to forget our game night. We come back on Monday morning, my counselor comes to me, he goes, what the hell was Luke Roll doing the entire game? He goes, he kept following that kid even when the play wasn't going on. I'm like, holy shit, he actually did. Okay? But he mentally, the idea was mentally wear him down that if he was on our side of the ball, he wasn't going to be alone. Okay? There was going to be someone with him the entire time. Which maybe it worked, maybe it didn't, but it broke the memory. Nothing else. Next one. Okay, real quick, I'll throw through what we do weekly. Saturdays and Sundays, to me, I do the game plan stuff. I tell the kids to kind of take a break. They do watch film Saturday morning. Monday we install game plan. Tuesday, Wednesday we practice. Thursday we do a little walkthrough. Friday for us we consider it showtime. Go. Okay. You never have much. You never have too much. Obviously for us, I think it's guaranteed 2 games we get from people. That's never enough for me. I will search anywhere to find whatever I can get. Okay, I urge you guys, if you're looking for it, you'll find it. Max Preps, YouTube. The kids these days, they like to tweet, post, whatever they want. Most of their stuff is public. You'll find highlight films of their entire season. Okay? Because those are the big plays. When it comes down to it, the game, where they're going to go to. They're big plays. Okay? The team we played from Missouri last year, they didn't want to trade film with us. That's okay, I found your entire last season online. I already filmed it on my computer and broke it down, it's already on hub. Thank you. Okay. From that, I developed a game plan, we looked at tendencies. Actually, through the weekend, sometimes I didn't be messaging and talking to my inside linebacker, Cole, asking him questions. I knew the answer was, I just wanted him to think. I said, Cole, if they do this, what do you think we're going to do? We'll move them to a 2 or a 4. I said, yeah, that's right. Okay. I wanted him to understand what's going on in front of him, and I'd be questioning him the entire time. Go. Okay. I want to get kids to film in the morning, bring donuts. Okay. I'll even cook up some eggs in the morning. If they're really lucky, I'll bring some bacon. Okay. Linemen come real quick then. All right. I hand out a game plan for them on Monday mornings from the stuff I do over the weekend. Our game plan pretty much looks up just like that. It'll have their top formations and the tendencies within each formation. Okay? It'll have our checks and adjustments. It'll have our weekly goals. On the back side, I usually write down their 4 top plays, which most of the time the teams that we play, their 4 top plays are about 80% of their offense. And I draw exactly how I anticipate them blocking us. So my inside linebacker, my outside linebacker, they know if we see a kick out, who's coming for them. There's someone drawn up to come from, you better know who it is. All right? And we'll talk about weekly goals. Practice on Monday for us, formation adjustment, checks, knowing what we're going to do, where we're going to line up. Basically install basics right away. Okay, next one. Our Tuesday, I have film with them on Monday, on every morning. If I have teacher meetings or whatever, I just have it queued up in my room ready to play. If there's notes from the practice before, I already have the notes saved. I just say, hey guys, come in, hit play, go through the notes, and see you on the practice field. Okay? It's really easy. I don't then expect them to go watch it on their own. It's 10 or 15 minutes before the bell rings before first out for us. Okay, it's real quick and easy. And again, it's one of those times where I can talk to the guys and get to know them. Develop that relationship, develop that connection with them, that trust between player and coach. Practice, indie time. If it's a spread team, we'll devote some time to 7-on-7. If it's a main run team, we may devote some time to inside run fits. During our team defense, again, we do the two groups. We do a play group, we do a formation group. Again, spending time on the play cards, numbering people, actually identifying on a spread team. I'll even write on an out, I'll write 5 yards and then out. I was tired of seeing 15-yard bananas on a 5-yard out. But if it's actually written on the card, the kid knows where to go. It takes me a couple more minutes, but it saves me one hell of a headache at practice because the kid knows where his cut's supposed to be. Seeing wheel routes that look like dawns. Okay? Some of you guys are laughing, probably know exactly what I mean. And then a formation group, and we film it. I may play it for them to watch it, or I might just be watching myself, and I'll learn from it. Go. Thursday, pretty simple. We don't do any indie. It's a walkthrough for us. It's just tops. Our main goal as a defense for Thursdays is clear minds. If you have any more questions, you better ask them. I almost pulled my hair out a couple weeks. Friday morning, or Friday, a couple hours before the game, I got my outside linebacker asking me a couple questions on a couple checks. It's like, dude, we're going to play in like an hour. Ask this on Thursday or on Wednesday. Okay? Have a clear mind by the time we get there. All right? Next one. On Fridays, biggest thing, Kurt, who I work closely, is basically one of our big D guys as well. He usually calms me down most of the time. Because if they do something like, shit, we got to adjust. He goes, no, we're fine. We don't need to adjust. We worked on it all week. We just got to play better. Okay? The kid's there. He just didn't make the play. Okay, so instead of doing quick adjustments, it's no, we're fine. Trust the game plan. Play better is what we'll talk to. If you don't have huddle sideline, where it was the first year we had it, that was a couple games in my mind. Okay, we have one freshman that's designated to hold our place on our field iPad. If we're on defense, he hands it to Bird. For an offense, he brings it over to me. Our other D guy that's up in the box is watching it on his phone the entire time. We're checking plays, we're marking plays. A lot of times I have freshmen that have formation charts or play charts. They're marking just simple stuff of right or left on third or whatever downs, so we can start to pick up tendencies within the game as well. Just basic stuff. Halftime questions, we always meet, we talk to each other. What's working for us, what's working for them. What's not working, okay? What do we expect to happen in the second half? Do we actually need to adjust at this time? Okay? Usually we like to show our kids a lot of the clips from first half during halftime when there's a little more time because we're playing both sides of the ball. It's hard to talk to the kids around the field. And we'll show them the clips and we'll talk about adjustments then. Okay? If we do have time during timeouts, we do show them the best we can. I don't think I could ever coach without that huddle sideline now. It's awesome. Love it.
2 minutes,
Whatever
coach.
the system you guys use.
2 minutes, coach.
Okay. Good job. I know I went fast. Do you guys have any questions? Some of the stuff that we do. So it's worked for us. If you're a 4-man front, 5-man front, we usually run a lot of both now, as well as spread teams. Yeah.
We talked about doing a lot of inside hand press, inside hand punch rather your D-back.
Yep.
Are you doing a lot of pressing at the line?
Most of the time, yes. We'll talk to the DBs, and a lot of times it's game plan stuff, week-to-week stuff. What we prefer is, we're at the line of scrimmage, we're inside hand punch. Luke actually had called offsides a couple times this year because he was covering a slot receiver, not the end receiver, and didn't realize he was in the neutral zone. Game plan wise, if we see, we had a couple teams last year that we knew they didn't throw slants, they threw a ton of fades. So we actually backed them off maybe 2 yards or something outside shade. We were still man-to-man, we were still all over them. But now we said outside linebackers, you better come help out on the slants. Yeah, wherever they go, we go. Inside hand, in the pocket. And the refs at Camp Brown this year was telling us that we were too physical with the wide receivers because their sidelines were bitching. Sorry for anyone. But we tell our DBs, once you get that punch, once you're engaged running with him, we want him to run and rip into his arm the entire time and continue to push to the sideline. Okay? I don't want to see any gap between the hips because one, it's going to slow him down because he's got to run with some more into his arm the entire time. Two, it's slowly getting him off this route, pushes to the sideline the entire time. We were told we were getting too handsy and too physical with the guys past the line of scrimmage. I said, well, if you're not going to throw a flag, I'm not going to change. Okay. And he kind of smiled and kind of so we're physical how and we do it usually on an island. Unless lots of our teams will put free safety on top of it.
Okay.
That's best we can.
So if you have an outside guy really pressing there, how far off are you when the inside guys?
We tell them if they're close enough where they feel there could be pick routes, they have to be on 2 different levels. If they're far enough apart where Sharp usually gives them like a 6 to 7 yard range, if they're far enough apart, we'll try to press them both. Otherwise, we just say, you guys got to be on 2 different levels. If we know there's one guy that we want to press all the time no matter what, we'll always make sure he's on the line and the other one's off. Otherwise, we say, okay, corner, you're more comfortable pressing. We'll just drop off that slot receiver. So a lot of it comes down to communication between them on the field. If we see bunch stuff, there are a few times we will do some approach checks where we may just press the front guy and maybe do what's called an IO coverage. You take the out break, you take the deep break, because then you're picking yourself as bunch that. So we do a little bit of a zone coverage.